Hey, happy Wednesday.
Whoa.
It's Teacher Appreciation Week, so I thought it was kind of cool to do like the blackboard. But Fuzz, your beard, man, has gotten out of control.
Yeah, I gotta get a little trim, you know.
What is the name of that monster? Chichula, something like that.
Something like that. What
is going on? What did I miss? Wow.
Clearly a lot.
I'm always late. I always miss shit.
No, man, he did it while we were off, while the video was playing. Came back and was like, "What's this?"
What?
He's never looked better.
No.
Yeah, because my face is covered.
Oh God. So it's Teacher Appreciation Week. So I did the thing on the blackboard. I was like, that's clever. You know, whatever. Happy Wednesday, everyone. If you're out in Never Never Land, thanks for joining us. We are the crew.
Yes, we are.
We have in the top middle, we have Fuzzy from that Fuzzing Rock Show.
There he is.
Good evening.
Save the chubby unicorn. In the bottom left, all the way from just the outskirts of Troy, we have Ralph, the Capitol Underground, Renna.
What about the skirts in Troy?
You're on the outskirts. In the top right corner with the cool cap and the earbuds, and he's actually not listening to the show. He's listening to music. So when he's zones out, that's where he's at. It's Mike, the Spot 518 Hallisey.
Oh, you're really on it. You're on it tonight, man. With the look at the
You're
first
on
of the
it,
avatar. Right? You're on it with the spot.
He's had his
Then-
coffee.
down to
Everybody's set to go.
And in the bottom right, our own Mike, today's top tips, Stampalia.
Yeah, buddy.
just the tip Stampalia.
Just that tip.
That's what we should
It's
change it to.
already off the rails.
And I'm the fuzz appointed mayor of Nippertown.
Yeah, you are. You accepted that.
So anyway,
So we were at Brown's today. We wound up in Troy.
oh
So
no,
we went to Brown's
No.
Brewing. So we should give
I'm
them
afraid.
a shout out.
Wait, I
Don't be
actually
afraid.
crossed the river today. I went
Yeah.
across the river today.
I was really surprised because the last time I was like, why don't you come? You want to come meet me in Troy? He's like, fuck that. I don't go to Troy. And that was
No,
his
I don't
exact
cross the
words.
river.
So he
We
was
got
like,
him
"Here,
across
I'll
the
go
river."
today." So today he came. We got him to come to Troy. That was excellent.
So we
But
went to
Brown's Brewing, man. I get it. It's a historic place in Troy. They got to be going on 30 years, right? More, right? I got to be wrong.
Does that
Is it
make
like
you
40 years?
historic?
I say so because they were like the ones who painted the Uncle Sam. They were
But
like the
you've been
first
around
ones who
Troy for
started.
over 30
Yeah,
years.
because Troy
Are
was
you
a ghost
historic?
town. Troy was I'm saying for me, since 1980, 85, 90s, the crack pandemic is cracking down in Troy. And really, I'm being serious. And I escaped that somehow. And but Troy was like a ghost town. And then it just started coming back. And I remember Brown's was one of the first ones who put the mural Uncle Sam Brewing, that's kind of before it was signed over to Brown's. But yeah, they're a big piece of Troy. Just to be there today. I haven't been there in like 10 years. We went there today. It was cool. So what's up? Props to Brown's Brewing in Troy, Revolution Hall.
Yeah, and this is Lita from DeFalco's Roaming Occasions food truck. It's one of the food trucks that we're going to be having at Nipperfest, by the way.
Oh, Lita, welcome to Nipperfest. We cannot wait to eat your food.
Mm-hmm.
We like to eat food. Dude,
That
we
we
like
do.
to listen to music and eat food.
How about you,
And,
Fuzztopus?
Oh, I love food. You know that? I mean, look at me. Come on.
He now responds to the Fuzztopus. That's what you should change your name to, the Fuzztopus.
I wouldn't change the name because I would offend somebody and get somebody really mad at me.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Do it. No, Lita, it's a pleasure to have you. We are so happy to have the food trucks coming. Nipperfest is shaping up. We have all the bands, and then we have the food trucks. Now we're going to start collecting artists. But one of the cool things about the artists is they're all local. And Ralph, I think this week put all of them kind of on Nippertown Radio.
No,
You've added.
No,
You've added
today,
more and more.
today, just today. I don't.
Today
Remember
you
I told you like Friday, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, the other thing. Well, I did everything else but that, including eat my face off all weekend and sleep, and that's really all I did because I was recovering from like a weekend of local music. But hold on. So today I actually got up and yesterday I woke up. As soon as I woke up, I went like this. I went over and I went Aaron Harks because you mentioned how a few of the tunes were different or a few of her bands. So I fixed it. And then today I went nuts before we went to lunch. And then when I came back, I did some more. So today was
You're
the day.
motivated.
Yeah, today. I was just today. Maybe tomorrow I might be a piece of shit. Believe me, I don't know. But today I was definitely motivated.
So I wanted to talk about Nippertown Radio. Has everybody had a chance to listen to Nippertown Radio?
You know, funny you say
Yeah.
that because I put it on the other day, and it's got a little timer on it. So when you turn it on, it starts at 0 and works its way up. So I'm in here doing some work for the show and researching and et cetera, et cetera. I go to turn it off, and it was like an hour and 35 minutes in, and I didn't realize that I was there that long. So all local music. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the goal was for people to discover how incredible our musicians are, right? Like we have so many great ones and you can't hear all of them. And we needed a place to hear all of them. And the other radio stations play them, but not all of it, right? So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What's some of the liners, Ralph?
I'm not. They have to listen to hear those. It's something we don't talk about. Should we talk about that? Really? How about the artists? How about the artists and the bands that are sending us music? But Fuzz come up with a good one today. If we're going to speak about liners, we'll talk about the Fuzz one. He said, "Get your paws off the wheel and listen to Get your paws off the wheel or off the dial. Off the dial. So I'm going to throw a little bark in there. But yes, the imaging is fun because it's simple. But we're dog lovers. We're going to go with the dog theme, you know. And then
So yeah, it's on. So if you go to Nippertown, if you are wondering what we're talking about, if you go to Nippertown's homepage, you can go to Nippertown.com. You can go to Get Local, and there's Nippertown Radio right there. We also have like 1,000 Nippertown Bandcamp pages, and the music venues, the list of the radio stations, the casts, the open mics. But you want to go to the top one because you're looking for the radio station. Did you guys know we had all this?
Yeah, but I think that's what I said to you today. I was like, "Hey, man, Kimmy, I know you're not going to answer me because you're real busy, so I'm going to text you 1,000 things." And I said, the main thing was maybe when the people go to the site, the players should come on and it should start playing, and it's their option to turn it off or just to keep listening while they're navigating.
That gets annoying. I'm going to.
They have the option to turn it off. We're navigating.
But if you're in the office or you're on your phone, you don't really want that going through.
No.
Nah. But I did add it to the top of every article or every page.
That's why he's the mayor. I would just make these knee-jerk decisions, and that's why you're the mayor.
Yeah, that's
You're right. You're right. I'll agree.
But so right now the Jagaloons are on it. But what's kind of cool is the next song coming up is God Street Wine. And then you can see the last 20 songs. So Dirty Honey, Pony and the Pancake. I don't have to read all these. You guys know how to read.
Please read them. Just read them, though.
Pony and the Pancake. JB, a.k.a. Dirty Moses.
Very good.
Girl Blue.
You're not going to get that one wrong.
This is Ralph's test to see if I could actually pronounce
it. Go ahead. Just read it and think about it before you say it is what our problem is because we both do this. I told you.
Ernie Williams and the Wildcats. There's a legend.
There you go.
Stellar Young.
Okay.
The Rambling Jug Stompers.
Who's the the? There's no the in there.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're doing good. You got to finish the whole list.
Bear Grass.
Yep.
Fort Rooster.
Oh, man.
Silver Chain Band.
Should anyone want to take a bet? Stampalia?
The E-Block Band.
You get the whole list right.
Bent.
Wow.
And Joe Mansman and the Midnight Revival
Oh,
Band.
Virginia, there is a Santa Claus.
Wow.
And the next song coming up is going to be State Champs. So,
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
You said that whole playlist without mispronouncing one of them. I would have fumbled on at least one of them.
I was very, very careful.
Wow.
Jim, what song did the Jagaloons play though?
Sexo in la playa.
Not bad. Not bad. I thought I could get him on that one. That was a good one.
That's how Jim speaks Spanish. Playa.
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 I was looking. I
Lover
had
boy.
their-
All right. So that's good. You got it. Great. I'm happy. So happy.
I have their vinyl. I have their vinyl somewhere around here, but I have a lot of vinyl, I guess. So.
The Jagaloons just sent us some new songs. And if you're out there listening while we're just poking around Nippertown Radio, we'll send you a link and you can upload as many tunes as you want. I just advise that maybe you name your MP3s, the name of your band and the name of the MP3 on the MP3. There is a form you're filling out, but we're just grabbing those and putting them in. Sometimes it says like, Mike Hallisey instead of Bad Mothers, you know what I mean? It just comes up with one of the artists, band members' names. So, but yeah, we're working out some bugs. It's been fun, because, we have, how many Nippertown radio studios do we have? We have as many as we want, right? Because it's kind of a mobile thing. We can take it on the road and do it wherever you want. So this is going to be fun, especially like maybe doing a little broadcast of some sort from Nipperfest, but whatever. I was just playing around.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
It's all local all the time. So you're not going to hear a Michael Jackson song or anything like that. It's really about discovering our local talent, right? You go there, you're going to find our local talent, and there's a ton of it. I do want to say right here, Nipperfest poster, and then the upcoming concerts. Tonight's best bet. I don't know if people go to the site. I mean, I know people go to the site. Like 75,000 people a month go to the site. It's not bad.
Traffic.
That's slowing down, huh?
And
No, that's 75,000 unique visitors.
Oh, you
Josh said it best too. Josh said, I dig that it's all genres, great mix of all the local talent, which is if you look at that list that you just showed, you have, Bad Mothers and then Dirty Moses, and like it's just kind of mixes everything together. That's awesome. And that's all our local
people say during the day from 6 to 6, it's business friendly. It's business friendly during the day. Now after
I'm trying to keep your whole rule of that too,
After 6 o'clock it gets really mixed up, and so you're going to hear a little bit of hardcore, you might hear the F word, whatever. But from 6 to 6 during business hours, if a business,
but there's a rule breaker every now and then. Like I think was it today or was it yesterday? I think I slipped in a hardcore band, Born Low, doing Metallica's "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
I caught one.
Yeah,
Ralph, I caught one Sunday. I was listening. It was like 9 o'clock Sunday morning, and it was peaceful, and I was digging it. I was doing some work on the site, listening to the music and everything. And then Faced came on, and it was, birds started dropping out of the sky. Some chipmunks died.
That's beyond. I don't know. We'll just that's I guess a matter of tagging. Jim creates those playlists. That wasn't me. I don't think
and I was like, fix it. Like, I don't know.
That's the Lord's Day. How dare you?
It's like you have access to it. Fix it.
I think the one thing that Jim's trying to go for, and I have to agree 100%, is that we're going to have people listening in stores and when they're working and have it up loud. And we don't want to be hitting them with a bunch of F-bombs. But for the most part, Nippertown Radio's, it's uncensored. You want to send a censored version so we play it during the day, great. But that's something we haven't even really got to. It's like, where do we do metal? Where we got to go on and do a metal show of the local hardcore and metal bands and punk bands and do it late at night, maybe do a midnight show. Yeah, we were talking about that. We're just kind of still playing with it and letting the music flow and just adding music to it every day. So the variety now is going from 1,000 tunes to a few thousand tunes to 3,000. I don't even know how much is in there now. We just keep adding music.
We have a lot of tunes.
Yep.
A lot of music.
Conehead Buddha. You think of one every day. I wake up, I'm sleeping in bed. I'm like, oh shit, we don't have any Conehead Buddha. So I just got up and I said, I got to get my Conehead Buddha CDs and get some stuff in there.
Yeah, I really want to get some of the old stuff in there too. Occasion, not a lot, but a little bit of the 70s, 80s, that stuff, the ADs, the units, Sharks, Blotto.
How about you, Hallisey, or do you, Mike or Fuzz? Do you guys have any local music you want to contribute to the station? Anybody out there too? We have a drive. You can upload it for us. If you have stuff on your computer, we'll definitely take it. You want to hear it? Send it to us, and we'll get it in there. It's local though. They have to be within 100 miles or so.
local.
I guess we flex it a little bit. We go 200 miles sometimes.
It was funny as you guys were talking about it. I was thinking I'd have a CD of a band called The Weight back in the 90s.
I was just thinking of them. I knew them guys. Ryan, yeah, he's
There,
doing
yeah.
Rip
Ryan,
it.
good guys.
I worked with Ryan.
Make sure it's either BMI or ASCAP.
It was funny because
Be one or the other.
I worked with Ryan for a hot minute at a call center right in Albany, and small chit chat. He's like, yeah, I needed to get a day job to supplement, the fact that we're not getting so much money from gigs and stuff like that. I was like, gigs, but you're a band? Like, yeah. And I'm thinking like, okay, so he's a garage band. He's not, producing anything. Next day, he brings a CD and he's like, here, have a listen. Brought it home, had a listen. Like, I still have it. I love it. So yeah, we got to put that up on your radio.
Absolutely.
station.
The Weight. I was like, how do I get I'm going Scotty Mac. So I'm going to just email everybody I can and just send a message when you think of it. And people are the word's getting around now. So, Fuzz, you all right up there?
Fuzz, are you getting a little hot there, Fuzz to Puss?
It is pretty warm. Like, I mean, you could have just stuck with Fuzz to Puss, Jim. You had to put that first one in there, didn't you?
Not everybody knows I didn't touch your name.
Just had to squeeze that in there, didn't you?
Stampalia, you were shouting when I interrupted. Go ahead.
I just was saying that.
Wow.
I was trying to figure out why I was distracted. I knew I had seen this look before, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But now I feel like I did.
Wow. What is that?
It's uncanny. It's uncanny.
Wow.
But
Ooh,
to your
like
question,
that.
Ralph, I want to see the couple of albums from Dirty Face. We got to get Dirty Face uploaded. Kind of to Jim's comment earlier from the '80s. They were the house band that I listened to 2 or 3 nights a week.
I know Terrell Ashby from, I think it was Fear of Flying was his big band. He has an incredible vinyl collection of local music. So I'm trying to talk him into ripping some of that, because a lot of the older stuff, the 70s and 80s, isn't on digital. So we have to kind of make it there. We kind of get it there. So
yeah, there's some ways to, the vinyl stuff you can definitely, yeah. What is it? Oh, wow. There you go. But none of those are on MP3. They're mostly on vinyl though. So we'd have to actually.
Yeah, but I can rip
convert
it.
them.
I can rip it.
Yeah, you can rip them. Yeah. Scratching in there. Yeah, no, those are the things. The Weight. I was thinking of The Weight. So Alice, good call.
Thank you.
Fuzz we can name off a million bands from the I need more of China White. We need China White, Fuzz.
Yep.
So your job's to get some China White in there.
I'll take care of
we
that.
have a little China White, but
We have a couple Uncivil Liberty songs. We have a couple Blase Debris songs. I'm trying to get more. I spoke to Steve Camlin. I'm like, hey, I got a couple of your tunes, but you can upload some new stuff. So it was cool because you're reaching out and you're talking to people a little bit more now, going, hey, can I send you this link just so you can get your music into the station? So it's good. So everyone's going to do their part. So now I'm going public with it, because I think we could use the scene's help with going, all right, what music aren't we playing? Well, here you go. Give it to us.
Um,
you know what I'm saying?
what is the Max Thrust?
Max Thrust is in there. Whole record.
Is in there? Okay. Well, I think I have Uncivil Liberty music.
Yeah.
I think I have some Super 8.6 stuff too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Anything that's
So-
rare. I mean, I pulled, you might have noticed something there, Jim. And I think Stan Palio appreciate this. I found an MP3. I don't know where it came from. Johnny Rab, live from the Italian Community Center in Troy. And I've never heard this song before. I've never seen it recorded. And he had, and I've been looking for it. So if you could find this one, Stampalia, Johnny Rabb had a song by, had one of his songs on the Warriors soundtrack, the movie The Warriors. So we got to find that. I'm trying to dig up some old stuff, some cool stuff, you know. This ain't my first rodeo. This ain't my first rodeo on local music radio, you know. So I'm trying to get stuff that I'm not used to playing, and I'm like going, oh, this is a different crowd. Let me play these same songs I've been playing for the past 15 years. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to break away from that and think outside the box.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Jim, what's the story behind Nippertown Radio? For those that haven't heard this story before, why did we start this?
I don't even know. I mean, we had been talking about it. I think like we'd been talking about like, so we wanted to dabble in maybe the magazine. We wanted to do a magazine, and then with the preview going out and everything, we're kind of like, I don't know, man, maybe print. I don't know what we want to do with print. So I wanted to do something this year, and Ralph has been talking about radio, and he's doing it, and he's got Shuffle Extreme that's pretty awesome, but it's really Shuffle Extreme. So he does all this stuff on Shuffle Extreme, and I like it, I dig it, I listen to it, and I was like, man, we'd gone back and forth, and like how hard and whatever. Let's look, and I don't know. I think we just been talking about it, and one of the days I was like, it was probably one of the mornings I woke up at 3 a.m. and I was up for a while, and I called up Ralph and said, all right, I want to do this. Is this okay? You could ask Ralph.
It's okay. Like you already didn't do it. Don't blame it on me.
Is that true though? I asked you permission first.
No. You were like, what do you think? I'm like, sure, whatever. Magazine, radio station. Let's
that
do a
was me
book.
asking
Let's
you
make a movie.
I feel like radio
all
is
of
your
it.
thing, man. So like, I didn't want to step on your toes with radio. So like, I was like, we're not going to do radio without you being 100% on board.
Well,
so
I'm 100% on board when I can be 100% on board. That's the way Nippertown is. It's like we pitch in when we can, and lately I've just had a lot more time on my hands the past few weeks.
I went to Ralph and I was like, "Hey, man, are you cool with this?" And he was like, "Yeah, go for it." I did.
No, I do. I do remember.
And then I reached out to.
It almost sounds like a blame, though.
No, I love it. I love this. I love what we're doing with it. And I went to EXT and EQX because they both have local shows. And I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I don't want to step on your toes. Are you guys okay with it? And they were both like, yeah, because there's so much local music they can't play.
Yeah.
So they were like, and you're going to play everything. Like, yeah. They're like, yeah, okay. You know, like it was just that type of thing. I'm not, we're not doing. We just want to highlight local music, right?
And what it really gives us a chance to do now, and I see it more today. Like today, I saw it. It's like gives us a chance to really bust out with the station. People are coming to Nippertown to read stuff, to check out what's going on, and now they can listen, and that we can promote Nipperfest through that. And it's another avenue of the Nippertown Empire, I'll call it, because it's an empire of sorts. It's almost a legion of, I don't know, how many people contribute to Nippertown? 100 now? You said something about 80 today. Is that true? There's 5 of us jerks sitting here. There's 80 people on Nippertown. Let's put them all on the screen now. Where are you, contributors? Jim, bring them all on. Give them the link. Can we have 80 people on? Can we do that many?
No, I mean, we can't have that many people on right now.
Right. So my point being is, yeah, of course I'm going to be about Nippertown Radio. I'm always about it. Take it to the extreme. Can we do this? Can we do that? So I think you're in the right direction, and I'm having fun on this ship.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem to be out of control yet,
I think the story with Nippertown Radio, unless I forget it, but I kind of feel like the Nippertown Radio story is the same story as everything else. Is we kind of think about it, we kind of bounce it off each other a little bit. I don't rush on. I mean, I kind of like hem and haw and like, okay, how's it going to work? Is it going to work? Is it going to actually not suck? Like that's my job, is make sure that when we do something, it doesn't suck. And then eventually when the time is right and it's like, okay, we have a little bit of a breather.
April Fool's Day. And you didn't even tell us that you released it, but that was okay.
Let's do it. And it was
Right.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
And I don't think you believed me. You were probably
No.
like, yeah, you
No,
didn't
I
do it.
didn't
I'm like,
believe
yeah,
you.
I did it. So, I mean, it was a few weeks beforehand that we were setting things up and doing
Right.
all, I mean, it was some work into it, but yeah, but I'm proud of it. I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm not doing any of the work anymore. Now, tomorrow I am. Tomorrow I'm going to be focused on.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I won't be around tomorrow. But yeah,
No.
that's the thing and that's what I like about it, is that
Well,
it's convenient.
Stampelli knows
Because
what I'm
I'm
working
sitting
on
right
tomorrow.
here. I'm sitting right here doing it. You know
Yeah,
what I
see,
mean?
this
So
is
it's
how
not
we
like
do
it's
everything is we kind of talk around. But Stampelli, what am I working on tomorrow?
Uh-oh.
Going to get this out on the apps so we can listen away from the website, right? Listen on
Yeah.
Alexa, listen on an iPhone, listen on a radio.
That's exclusive right
what
there.
we need.
Yeah, and you said, you know what we need next is we need this, and I was like, it's on my roadmap, but I just need the time to do it. And so tomorrow I'm taking the day off from my day job, and I'm gonna work on the apps. So
Nippertown site will have a full app,
well, I have to build 2 apps.
right? But what I'm saying, I know you.
And-
If you can't do it right, you're not going to do it at all, right? That's the attitude you have.
Yeah. So what I really want is I want you to go to Alexa. I want to go onto this program and say, Alexa, play Nippertown Radio. And everyone who's listening, all their Alexas go on and play Nippertown Radio, and I fuck with them. And then I go, okay, Google, play Nippertown Radio. And they all go, play Nippertown Radio. Yeah, that's what I want. Or Siri, all of them.
Yes.
That's a good idea. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the plan. That's been the plan all along, but that's time consuming, and you need the time to do it.
Siri,
so tomorrow,
play Nippertown Radio.
Once we get it portable, that's the next step. When you can take Nippertown Radio with you, that's a big
Game
step.
changer, bro. It's a game
But it's
changer.
really not that hard just to click the link. And
oh no,
go to-
you could do it through. I do it through my car, my phone.
Right.
I have.
Yeah, it's easy.
If you look at my phone, I don't know if you could see my phone. You can't really see my phone. There, that button right there that looks like Nipper. Do you see it? If
Yeah.
I click on that, and I can't do it backwards because I'm not that talented. If I click on it, guess what it does? It goes to Nippertown Radio.
Pornhub?
Okay, there it is.
Right down Night Train with Thomasina Winslow's
I was
playing.
hoping that would do that.
Pornhub. No, Nippertown Radio. And the next song is going to be Black Mountain Symphony.
Black John Wayne?
Nice.
Loverboy.
That was the
20
first one.
28
Low-
minutes, 14
I say
seconds.
Loverboy. What-
Yeah,
what
they're
do
kind
you
of a
guys-
local band, right? Canada. We're from Canada, right?
Well, it ties in because they're going to be here on August 17th with REO Speedwagon and Sticks up at SPAC.
Wow. All 3 of them, Loverboy, REO Speedwagon, and Styx. Wow.
I have it. The final right here.
Wow.
He also has those red
Celebration of
rubber pants.
1981.
No, you don't. When It's Over.
There
I
we
used to
go.
cry when I didn't have a girlfriend. I used to hear that song, When It's Over. I would cry.
Second song.
It's
But
awesome. Awesome.
but that's not what's
Turn
on the
me
record
loose.
player. What's on the record player, you guys? What do you? I'm gonna give you each a guess. What's on my record player right now?
Super 400.
No, it's not local. It is a national. I'll give you each one yes or no clue.
I already
Or
said.
yes or no.
Okay, so my national would be Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Well, no, you could ask a question to narrow it down.
You have to get a clue first and then go.
Go ahead, Halsey. I've been talking too much. Can you guys say something? I'm just going to sit over here. And I gotta go pee.
Is
Hang
it
on, I'll be back.
Engelbert Humperdinck?
No, you guys are missing it. You get to do 20 questions first, so you can do each. Do
I just
one of
asked
the
a
yes or
question.
no.
That's
All right,
question
I'll start.
one.
Ready? Jim, is it a blues band?
No,
Is it a jam band?
no.
No. Hell no.
Anybody
Is it-
else?
Is it a heavy metal band?
It is not.
Oh,
Female lead singer or
disappointed.
male?
Oh, I can't answer that.
Female lead singer?
Is
No.
it hip hop?
No.
Americana.
Just tell us what it is. What's with the guessing game?
Half hour later.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
It is.
I thought it was Lisa and Cult Jam.
That's what's on the record there right now. Michael Jackson. I was at a record shop or record. I was at a record dealer, like whatever. And
We were at the CDB thing, right?
And I was and they had a really great rare version of Physical Graffiti. And so I got that, but then I kind of negotiated and said, I'm going to get that and anything else I want in like this price range for $100 because between the two of them. And so I don't know, this was within the right price range to keep me in that route for those two. And I picked it up. And then today I was like, I want to hear it and see if it sounds good. And it does. Sounds great.
What he's not telling you, though, is there was a third record in the mix, and it was Rick Astley. And he's been playing that nonstop since he came home with it.
He's never gonna be
I
back.
actually rickrolled my show last week.
Did
I
you?
got them all. It was this guy.
I don't only just listen to local. Yesterday's was this one.
I was listening to the blues today when you got in the truck.
Nirvana.
Yeah. Yesterday was Nirvana. So,
Mike, I actually rickrolled my show last week.
did he?
It was this guy, and he was talking about this self-defense move. So he's like, first you take your hand, you make a fist, you put the thumb on the outside of your fist, do it with the other hand. He said, and you got to put your hands at your sides, in between your shoulders and your waist. He goes, and you have to move them side to side like this, and then Astley pops up and gets everybody. I got him good.
Have you guys heard this one?
What is it?
Brule County Bad Boy.
Bad Boys.
Brule
Really good
County,
local band.
Brule County Bad Boys, right?
Yeah, man.
I see that playing at Unihog a lot, and I see that they're coming with somebody. Yarn. Greg Bell just announced. Yeah, I think. All right.
Yeah, no,
right.
they're good local band.
Yep.
I like them.
Yep.
The album's good. Anyway, I listen. That's what I
Are they
listen
from
to.
Brule County?
Brule County, Troy, New York. Yeah.
Okay, I was serious. I wasn't sure.
Oh
what
no,
the
no,
name was all
they're-
about. I
they're
like
local.
it though. Sounds rough.
The art is hanging up at Nightwalker. Is it Nightwalkers? What's
Here we go.
Glassman? What's Glassman's new place in Troy?
Oh,
Night Hawks, not Night Hawkers.
Nighthawks.
Right. Night Hawkers.
There you go, Ralph.
No, Night Hawks,
I listen to
definitely a great
everything,
spot in
right?
Troy. Yeah. Our old friend Howard Glassman from Valentine's and Bogies.
So the art for the album is hanging up at Nighthawks.
Yep. He played the other night too, and I wish I would have known that sooner. Friday night they played the Coal Palace Kings at the Hangar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They opened for somebody.
Silos.
Oh, Silos on Friday night. Yeah.
The robot
Now that-
is plugged in. The robot is plugged in. I love that Fuzz calls you a robot. That's if anybody doesn't know why we're doing that. Because Fuzz
I can't
thinks
believe Fuzz still has the Fuzz-to-Puss thing on, man. That's got to be
Dude, I'm dying. It's so hot.
take it off. You can take it. I told him to keep it on for the whole show, and he is. He said, I'll put it on the beginning and the end, but no.
I was
Take it
just
off.
curious, like when he's smoking, does it add to the effect? It's like, it keeps the flavor in,
We are a bad Johnny Depp movie.
So Johnny Depp, when you were gone, Mayor, and when you were on your honeymoon, and it was just me and Fuzz and myself, Fuzz, and Mr. Sampalia, we were talking about that because it was fresh. It was just a few days in, and Fuzz had been watching it. And we invited Johnny Depp publicly on the crew, on Nippertown, on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And he did not respond to our invitation to the Eddies. So he never made it to the Eddies, as
Nope.
far as
We
Fuzz told me.
we do have a mutual friend with Johnny Depp.
I know. I
Chris
never even thought to ask Chris.
Oh, Chris
Dude,
Wise.
like,
yeah,
be like,
Exactly
dude,
what I was
dude
talking
would be
about.
like, hey, what's up, Ralph? How you doing, man? I'm like, hey, Chris, really didn't want to bother you, but can you ask Johnny Depp? Come on, man, you really fucking bothering me with this. Can you ask Johnny Depp if he wants a ticket to the Eddies? Oh man, really? I haven't talked to you in like 2 years, man. You're gonna call me?
Yeah,
with
we
this
want him to wear a
bullshit?
Nippertown hoodie.
Chris, here's what Chris Wise would have did. All right, Ralph, I gotta go. He would have hung up on me if I called him and asked him that.
Well, we also have another local tie.
We're old
to,
friends, man.
Johnny
We got
Depp.
more catching up to do for me to ask him for a
Who's
favor.
the other
Johnny
local tie
Depp.
to Johnny Depp?
Richard Grieco. They were both on 21
Oh,
Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
Jump Street. Yeah, that's right.
Where's Richard Grieco from?
He used to do commercials for Hudson Valley Community College because he attended there.
Is it Greco or is it Greco?
Oh, come on. I don't know.
Is it Greco? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
He
He never.
So where's
Oh,
Johnny Deep?
he was-
Where's
he was
Johnny
born-
Deep from?
He was born up in Watertown, New York. Richard
Yeah.
Grieco.
Okay. How about Johnny
Great.
Deep? Where's he from?
Johnny Deep? I don't know.
Right. So you can't say
Johnny-
Richard Greco if it's Greco. Greco, like Griecek.
I don't know where Johnny
Right.
Depp's from.
I don't know why I remember this shit. You know, there was a summer when I watched the
Johnny
worst.
Depp is from Owensboro, Kentucky.
There it is.
Kentucky.
Nice.
There it is.
And what you guys should have done is you should have reached out to me and I would have told you, let's see if I can find out his agent.
Oh, yeah. So they're gonna. Do you think any agent's gonna respond to any email at this time?
No.
No,
hers
not at
might.
all.
Hers,
Not at all.
hers might.
Hers? Okay.
Yeah, she needs all the good publicity.
Yeah, but we don't want to talk. We don't want to bring her to the Eddies. There's no,
So his
no
music
defecating in Proctor's. You can't do that.
So his music manager is with Shelter Music Group. That's
Okay.
who represents him.
Right.
And for his, I guess, acting is Slate PR.
Okay. So Fuzz, my question would be, where do you stand with all this? Are you still now Jim went away how long ago? 3 weeks? Has it been 3 weeks now? You've been back 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
All right. Okay. How long you been back though? 3 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weeks, right? Yeah, 2 weeks. So Fuzz, you're into it?
You guys see executive producer Dan. He brought up another. I bet you Maria knows Johnny Depp.
Maybe. No grumpies on the
Okay,
crew.
so Ralph, to answer your question, I'm still totally in. It was like 5 minutes to 10 this morning. I sat down, put the YouTube on. The judge came in and ushered the jury in, and she said, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen." And I said, "Good morning, Your Honor." So I'm still way in, dude. I'm locked into this.
You're in depth.
Did you rise?
Yeah, I'm in way too depth.
How much more time do we have for this thing to be over and for Johnny Depp to get his life back?
She just took the stand today.
Yeah, or her to
And-
get her life back. They both just probably are humiliated by now.
Yeah. Oh, clearly it's so bad, dude. But she just took the stand today, so she'll probably be on 3 or 4 days, and they have more
Of course, drag it
character witnesses and expert witnesses, and then it goes to the jury. And I honestly think the jury's just going to say, "Look, you're a hot mess. You're a hot mess. Neither of you get nothing.
out.
Just go away."
Yeah.
I mean, they're both out of their minds.
I like his brutal honesty. It's like they were like, "Were you doing this and cocaine and drinking?" And he's like, "Are there any rules to partying?" And he just laughs it off. So
I don't
what
know
I'm
much
saying,
about it, but I heard about their wedding, and
Right.
like on their wedding was like it's drug time or something like that.
Yep.
And they're like, "Are you kidding me?"
I
They're
don't know.
crazy.
My memes bank is filled up though. I know that for like
Yeah.
when you get into text wars with your friends and they want to see if the memes.
Mine
I
is
think the
too. Thank
memes.
you.
So my question is, how long before this is over with? Another couple weeks? Another month?
It's got to be
Um,
another couple weeks at least.
A couple weeks. So Johnny Depp again live here on the crew. I'm going to invite you for the second time, but now this time to a different place in Schenectady, New York, and that's Music Haven, July 23rd for Nipperfest 2022, brought to you by Frog Alley Brewing, and all local artists are playing. So that's how we tie this in with local music. We bring Johnny Depp down to our local music festival.
Well, there you
If
go.
he shows up,
All
I'm
right.
going to shit a brick.
So one more topic we should probably talk about. It's not local, but it is music.
Okay.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Ah,
Can I
Yeah.
go? I
Go ahead,
I
Antonio.
gotta go. I've got a problem with this. All right.
That guy.
So
I got
Judas
a problem
Priest.
with this.
I've been waiting all day for this. Judas Priest gets in, but gets in under the Musical
excellence.
Excellence Award.
That
And I'm
aggravates me.
looking, I'm reading right now. The Musical Excellence Award is this category honors non-performing industry officials who have made a major influence on creative development and blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Judas Priest performs.
Damn well, too.
Now, Mike, not only that, but they're not including Ripper Owens or Richie Faulkner, I think that's his name, who's been with them over 10 years and 3 albums.
Yeah.
But he's not included. They're not included. But
I don't
K.K.
like the
Downing
whole
is-
fact
he's out
of,
there.
is this just a safety net award? I mean, listen,
Yes.
we don't get you in the performer category, so we're going to backdoor you in with something that says you're a non-performing industry official. I don't know what's going on with that. That's a mess.
I'm curious. I mean, obviously, the other Musical Excellence Award is going to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And we all know Jimmy Jam from Janet Jackson, right? Like that, his name came with, he was a producer, big producer in the 80s. I want to know what the other Musical Excellence Award winners in the past were. Like, is Judas Priest breaking precedent? Is this like them? Or do they usually slide something in here?
Stampalia, can you read what they're inducting them for to me again? Because I'm still stuck on the
Sure. Yeah.
whatever
Okay,
it started
so-
with. I'm blown away. That wasn't like best metal band or inducted to the whatever.
This is the good question, Ralph. This is the Musical Excellence Award. And this category honors non-performing industry officials who have made a major influence on the creative development and growth of rock and roll and music that has impacted youth culture.
Who wrote
I always
that?
thought
Rob,
they were a band, but
who wrote that? Rob Halford?
no, this is a Hall of Fame thing.
Well, congratulations to Judas Priest, but that blows my mind. That's kind of strange.
Yeah. So there were 7 performer inductees.
Pat
5 of
Benatar
them-
finally.
5 of them are first-time nominees, and 1 of them is first-year eligible. Do you agree with all these? I'm shocked at how many solos. 4 of the 7 are solos.
Bathroom
That's a
break.
shock.
I don't agree with Dolly Parton. I don't. And I'm not taking anything away from her. And she's an amazing artist. She's an amazing songwriter, et cetera, et cetera. But there's the Country Music Hall of Fame for that. She's a country artist.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see Conway Twitty's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, I don't
He had
disagree with you,
crossover.
Fuzz, but I'll play devil's advocate a little bit. How many bands or artists have you heard do a cover of Jolene? Rock and roll bands do a cover of Jolene. So she crosses over a little bit. I mean, I
Yeah,
agree with
yeah,
you for
I
the
get
most
that.
part there, but
I Will Always Love You. She wrote that.
Right.
I mean, Whitney Houston and stuff. 9 to 5 was sort of a crossover. So she's crossed over a few times. Yeah, that's right. She did back out initially, and then she came back in. And she also wrote a lot of top. So just because he's your executive producer, can I still call him executive producer Dan?
Absolutely. He'll love it.
You won't mind Dan? So he'll be our
Who
executive
cares?
producer, Dan, too. That's how I was introduced to Dan. This is executive producer Dan. So in
That's
my
EPD.
head, that's what he is.
Ralph calls him Do Nothing Dan, but either one works.
So anyway, just in case people are wondering, the other nominee or the other inductees are going to be Pat Benatar, Duran Duran. By the way, my first two albums was Bruce Springsteen and Duran Duran, Hungry Like a Wolf. CDs, not albums, CDs. Eminem. You guys are all cool with the rapper in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I am, but you know.
Definitely had an impact on music. Sure, I'm good with that.
The Eurythmics, Dolly Parton, Lionel Richie. Now, is he already in with the Commodores, or the Commodores in, or anything like that?
It's a good question. I don't know.
And Carly Simon.
So I have another comment with Pat Benatar. Has anybody else noticed that over the past? So first of all, I love that she's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But have you noticed that it used to be Pat Benatar, and then like 20 years ago, it started to be Pat Benatar with Neil Giraldo, and now it's become like, hey, come out to the Egg and see Neil Giraldo and his singer, by the way, Pat Benatar. You know, it's like a weird dynamic that's changed with how they bill them.
Yeah, it's Spider, right? That's her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen it, and he's taken more and more of a front stage. It's interesting. I photographed her in later years. I photographed her, and they don't really want anything close of her. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad she's in it. She deserves it. She's not a first-time nominee. She's been nominated before. But yeah, it's her and Neil Giraldo.
The Commodores are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
All right.
They
I wasn't
have
sure if
been
Lionel
eligible
Richie,
since
if this was his second, his second induction. But yeah, the Commodores, I mean, they were incredible, but they're not going to be one of the Motown or those bands that make it in probably.
So if you want to go real deep too, the other interesting thing that I noticed was the fan vote awards. You know, they have the popularity vote that they started 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and that's all over the place. So last year, Fela Kuti, the world music or jazz, depending on how you look at it, artist, it shocked the hell out of me. He had like the most votes of anybody in there, just hundreds of thousands of votes that I never would have expected. And then in this year's vote, he was like, 12th or something like that. So it's weird how it changes from year to year. I wonder what's behind that.
So I think we're all okay with who made the cut, but I want to talk about who didn't make the cut this year. Fela Kuti did not make the cut, but neither did Rage Against the Machine, Dionne Warwick, A Tribe Called Quest, New York Dolls. I don't know what Ralph is doing. I'm going to mute him for now. He's bugging out. Kate Bush, Beck, and MC5.
Beck, I'm surprised didn't get in. I'm surprised at that.
I mean, I have 2 turntables right here.
And a microphone. Several, actually.
Right here.
I'm surprised at Rage. I mean, listen, I'm surprised at a lot of those, but Rage I kind of thought would.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Rage was kind of a different thing that came along, and I thought that they would go in pretty early in their nominations.
Yeah, and they did add 2 early influence awards. Harry Belafonte made it, and Elizabeth Cotton. So,
and oddly enough, in the early influence category, again, Judas Priest.
Yeah, music excellence. It's so weird. So weird. Yeah, I don't know.
It's tough. I mean, I agree. Like Tracy's got a comment. I mean, the Dolls are so influential. They belong in there. MC5 is crazy influential. I mean, I get it. There's only so many you can put in a year, but I would have put some other ones that didn't make the cut over some of the ones that did make the cut. I don't think anybody's undeserving, but I would have put some in earlier than when.
I agree with you there too.
Yeah. I mean, I think Eminem, first year eligible, first year nominee. I think that makes sense. I think he revolutionized that genre. I don't know.
So, Mike, who would you put in over who though? Let's say Rage Against the Machine and Beck. If you had to put those two in, who would you take out to put them in?
So if I put Rage in, I would probably take out maybe the Rhythmics.
Dolly,
maybe Dolly too. I hate to say it, even maybe Pat before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about Beck?
I don't think Beck goes in as early as Rage or some of the others, but I mean, I think he absolutely belongs in there. But like when I look at it, I'm like, Beck's a harder sell to bump somebody.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ralph. I muted you.
Okay. Now that I was muting it too when you said that was on. It's maybe Dolly. Did you say take out Dolly, Jim?
In favor of
What?
Rage Against the Machine.
What?
Well, I think it goes along
Really?
the same thing
So
with
who
what we were
deserves
saying
it
before.
more? Why would Rage? They would have had like 2 albums. Why? Dolly
Rage actually
Parton's
played
been around
rock.
for
Dolly Parton.
it's been a household name for the
Yeah,
past
but
50
she's not.
years.
What do you think of Dolly Parton? Do you think rock and roll?
Yeah, I know. It doesn't matter. I don't think rock and roll when I think of Rage. No disrespect to Rage.
You don't think rock and roll when you think of Rage Against the
What
Machine?
would you put that in?
Yeah, I think of like metal, rap metal, rap metal. Not even like country, at least country rock and roll, Southern rock. But yeah, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The genres,
thing as Eminem for Eminem. Eminem's
True.
not rock and roll.
No, but they induct hip hop. So basically, maybe the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame should change their name
Maybe.
to the Music Hall of
Music.
Fame. Yeah,
Rage
they're
had
just.
4 albums, not 2.
But as
No,
much
I
as
know they
love
had
Pat
4. I know they
Benatar,
did. I'm just saying. I liked Rage. They're great records, but still, 4 records. I knew they had 4. I was going to say 3, but
I'll admit to being biased too, because I've got tickets to see Rage down at Madison Square Garden that I bought, I think, about 14 years ago before COVID, and it's finally going to happen this August. So
yeah, what's the date on it?
So Tracy thinks they could have waited on Duran
August
Duran.
9th or something like that, August 2nd, somewhere.
But I
early
think Duran Duran were really, really hungry for it.
Like the wood.
oh man,
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's gotten a little too, like when Kiss gets in, or the bands from the 70s and the 80s are starting to get in now. But when bands come in that have been around, like, all right, so Eminem, does Eminem deserve to be in there? Is it
Yeah,
been
it
20?
was
It's
first
been
time
20,
eligible, so it's 25 years.
25. Wow, holy old I
oh
am.
no! Why'd you do the
25,
math?
Oh, shit.
You did the
So let me
math.
ask this of
I
all of
burnt
you:
the shit out of that Marshall Mathers LP, man.
who's,
really did.
who's the one?
Played
Who's
the
the
hell
one
out of it.
band in that doesn't deserve it? Who would you kick out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame the most? That's in there right now. If you could kick one out
Out of
Me?
all of them?
You're asking me?
out of all of them, and I don't mean from this year. I mean anybody that's in there
Oh,
that you
Jesus.
think is the
any?
first to go.
I've been there. Have you ever been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? It is a pretty
Yeah.
amazing. It's a
Yeah.
pretty amazing site.
I always think of when Steely Dan was it when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, or maybe it was a lifetime achievement for the Grammys, but he got on stage and when he accepted the award, he was like, I didn't know we played rock and roll. So it's like I always think of him whenever, or I always think of Steely Dan the band whenever these discussions come around each year.
Right.
I'll get
Yeah.
a lot of hate for saying mine, but I honestly, I probably shouldn't say it, but I was surprised at. I didn't think necessarily Bon Jovi was
Stop
quite
it!
ready.
All right, no.
No,
Stop it. Stop it.
you give love a bad name.
Wow.
I
Don't
kind
hate
of
on
agree
Bon
with you.
Jovi.
I do.
I mean, they're fine. I don't dislike them. I just think I can think of 100 other bands that I would put in before.
Well, you could say that for a lot of like the Gene Pitneys or the Loving Spoonfuls and early bands, right? Like some of the earlier bands, Bobby Darin and them, Del Shannon, they're all in the Hall of Fame.
Guess
You
who?
look
I
at
will
the Hall
fight
of
you
Fame.
to the death over Gene Pitney.
Little Anthony and the Imperials, like some of these bands. I mean, yeah, they were old. You know, they're old and they've whatever. But come on, like they're not household names, and there's a lot from their era that are. But you know, so what is the criteria? I don't know. I'm not a voter. Are they supposed to be groundbreaking? I think that's one aspect. Groundbreaking, leader in their field. It's not just selling a lot of records or
I think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for all of us and for most people out there. I think I stopped taking them seriously when Alex Lifeson of the band Rush went up and did his speech. Does
That was
anybody
awesome.
recall? Right? Did anybody recall
That
what
was
he did?
awesome.
He stood up there for 5 to 10 minutes and just went blah 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 and just continued with that for I don't even know how long. It was too long because I couldn't believe it. Because after a while, you were just like, "Wow, is this dude out of his mind?" But he was making a statement.
Okay, so
Like this
to
doesn't
be
mean anything.
eligible, to be eligible for induction, artists have to had released their first record 25 years earlier and have created music whose originality, impact, and influence has changed the course of rock and roll.
Richie Havens or Richie Valens.
Yep,
He's
not
in
in
it.
there. Okay,
He is it. Why? He's got 2 songs.
Bamba.
Oh,
You can't
Donna
have-
and the Bamba.
there's gonna.
You
Those,
can't be in it for
didn't they
one
like die
song.
in the plane crash though?
Yeah, but that doesn't make
Richie
you a great
Valens
rock
was it?
roller.
Who was
I don't
it?
know.
Richie.
Big
Who
Bopper,
else died in that plane crash?
Buddy Holly and
Big
Big
Bopper.
Bopper.
Right, Big Bopper. Right.
You want to hear that one?
Hello,
Silly lace
baby.
and a pretty face and a ponytail just hanging down and a wiggle
Stop.
and a walk and a giggle and a talk makes the world go round, round, round.
Yeah.
Are you
Jim,
feeling box?
Jim, are you playing at Nipperfest? Is your band playing? You've been
No.
singing a lot. You've been singing a lot lately. It must be Nippertown Radio that's doing this to you.
Yeah.
So the Big Bopper, the Valens. So that's the. I don't want to call it the pity award, but I mean, that's probably anyone who's died. They probably put in there first, just as a tribute, an honor to pay tribute to them. No.
I disagree with that a little bit. I think we have a little bit of bias because the guys you're calling out, Jim, are really old, right? Classic era, right? And it's not. I think we have a harder time appreciating the impact that
he's
they
a
had.
one-hit wonder, man. He's a one-hit wonder.
We're saying it's a one-hit wonder now, not growing up during that period. I mean, people will say. Are starting to say now, you could say Journey. I'm just picking a random band as a one-hit wonder, but if you were around in the 70s and 80s, there's 20 of them, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Captured
By
by
the way,
Journey is
Tracy,
one of the greatest.
Sinatra got put in 1994.
Nice.
Journey Captured is one of the greatest rock and roll records of all time, and no one would ever even say that, but I will. I heard it. I heard it the other day. To me, it was, growing up.
I think Journey should be in there.
Captured, though, before all the hits. And even though I like the hits and the few albums after when I was a fan when I was younger, but that Captured album made me
so a band like Nirvana deserved it. I mean,
sure.
Nirvana changed the whole face of rock and roll.
Exactly.
And they got in first year.
They wiped out a whole genre of music with hair metal. They just took them all out.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
they did.
And they got in though. They got in as soon as they were eligible, which they should. The other thing I like to say about the Hall of Fame is there's a gap. If you look at someone like Dio, right? So Dio, maybe you say he doesn't get in just for his Black Sabbath or for his solo stuff or whatever, but you take someone who's built up a body of work across 3 or 4 different acts like him, and you go, I don't know. I have a hard time not putting Ronnie James Dio in Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but he'll never get in because they're going to judge him on his contribution to Sabbath
Right.
and his solo stuff separately and everything.
Right.
And, you know, there's quite a few people out there that are like that.
Now
journey.
he might be good for this musical excellence, this Judas Priest, you know, Save Face Award.
Another non-performer.
Judith Priest. Who is it?
Judas.
Judith. Oh, Judas.
Somebody said
Look,
something
man,
about a
you
pity
stop
award.
picking on me, or you've got another thing coming.
Oh, he's quick with the
That
food.
musical excellence award sounds like the pity award. It
Yeah.
It
honestly
is. It's the pity award. I'm in there. So I went back to 1986. That was the first class. First class, ready? Chuck Berry, James Brown, Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, Fats Domino, the Everly Brothers, Alan Freed, John Hammond, Buddy Holly, Robert Johnson, Jerry Lee Lewis, Sam Phillips, Elvis Presley.
Have
Little
you been
Richard.
practicing? You're
No,
doing so
Jimmy
good.
Rogers and Jimmy Yancey.
Okay.
They did choose. I mean, like that first year, they were like, okay, we could choose anybody.
But they were constrained, right? You had to pick somebody that was from 1961 or before. So it wasn't like you could pick the Beatles or something, right?
Right. No, their
Right.
first album had to be. So when was the Beatles' first album? Like 60?
63.
Oh, so their first year eligible would have been 88,
The robot is fully
and
charged.
they got put in. Yeah, they were first year
You're
eligible.
a
Just got put in
fact
that same year.
finding funny guy tonight, Mr. Stampalia.
I'm trying to figure out
63?
whether
Did you say
I'm more of
63?
a
Dude, 88 was the
1963.
year.
Right. He was right with the year, right?
Yeah, 80. Yeah, he was right. 88 is the year, man. The Beach Boys, the Beatles, Leadbelly, Drifters, Bob Dylan, Berry Gordy Jr., Woody Guthrie, Les Paul, and the Supremes. That's a good
Has
year.
Loverboy ever been inducted into the Hall of Fame yet? I mean, how many albums do they Fuzz? How many albums do they have out? Because you called me out on the rage.
Who?
How many albums has Loverboy ever put out?
3?
Okay, wow.
No, it has to be more than 3,
No,
right?
I think Fuzz is right.
They've
Only
been living
3?
off- We were working for the weekend for like 50 years now.
You know, the interesting thing, they played, do you remember when that place was open in the mall for like a year?
Right.
Skyway, or what was
Yeah.
it called?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So Loverboy
Skyline.
played there. Skyline,
Yeah.
yeah. They
Skyloft.
played there.
Skyloft. I'm
Skyloft,
sorry.
that was it, yeah. Loverboy played there, and I was just out of curiosity looking at them. The one thing you could say about them, they're the same guys. That band has not switched members. They're not on like the 9th incarnation. They're the same guys that did Working for the Weekend.
Yep.
And you know
Right.
you loved it, Ralph.
9
Well,
albums.
when it's over, that's the one I was crying.
Nine albums.
at 11
This
years
one right
old.
here went triple platinum, 4 times platinum in the United States.
Wow.
4 times platinum. United
That's why
States.
Jim has the red leather pants.
Why I have red leather pants.
You should wear the red leather. Listen, I'm sure Tommy Love has some red leather pants you can borrow for Nipperfest. We definitely
All right.
need to get you. We should do like Aaron Harks with the Eddies. You should be doing costume changes at Nipperfest. Can you do that?
Yeah, I've got a handful of different hoodies.
Okay, good. We're perfect. Then we're all set.
Throw on different. No, in July, I'll throw on different hoodies.
Excellent.
So yeah, no, it's after 8. This was good. Everyone, please.
We're
go
all
listen
rubbing
to
our
Nippertown
eyes. We're all
Radio.
getting tired.
We're old, man. We're
I
old.
know we are old men. It was good seeing you tonight, Mr. Housey and Mr. Stampalia.
Likewise.
Of course, Jim and Fuzz, I can never get enough of you. Lunch at Brown's here at the Crew. And Nippertown Radio is waiting for you. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
Later, peoples.